Hey guys, and good morning. I'm actually starting work an hour later today, so I thought it would be a good chance to film a full wear test where I put it on before work and then I come home and I'll show you guys what it looks like after work. Today I wanted to test out the BH Cosmetics liquid foundation, the Naturally Flawless one. I have mine in the shade 212 Light Olive, and I have worn this before, so I already kind of know how it wears on my skin. I've never done a full wear test on it, so I'm just going to put some onto the back of my hand. I've already primed my face with the Rimmel Insta Fix and Matte Fix and Go setting spray. And these are my favorite mornings when I have a meeting, because I get to start an hour late and I get to go downtown instead of right to work. And I am using a brush today to blend this out. I don't know, I've been using a sponge in every single video. This is a much thicker consistency foundation. It has a really thick and goopy texture almost, but when it blends out onto your skin, it looks very natural and it feels very lightweight. So it's kind of a weird formula. Given the consistency, you'd think it'd be really thick and heavy, but it actually feels extremely light. It's a very natural finish. So I actually prefer how this one looks with a brush versus a sponge. I find with the sponge, it just has a little bit too light of a coverage for me. Even with the brush, it is still a very light coverage, but as you can tell, it did cover up my blemish right there, and it kind of just evened out my skin tone, and it gave my skin a nice natural radiance to it. I'm just gonna apply whatever was left on the back of my hand to areas where I want to up the coverage a little. So this is what it looks like after one layer. I will zoom you guys up so you can see it up close. Typically we'll only do one layer with this foundation because I feel like when you build it up, it does tend to get a little bit cakey throughout the day, and it looks a little bit more, I don't know, it just kind of breaks up funny when I do two layers. So I'm just going to do one layer today, but as you can tell, it does give a really nice natural finish. It has a really nice coverage. It does feel quite tacky on my skin, so this is a foundation that I like to set. I didn't read out any of the claims because I don't actually have them with me. I did do a BH Cosmetics brand review and I talked about this foundation in there, but basically this foundation has one of its key features is hyaluronic acid, which is super hydrating. I do find that this foundation feels hydrating on my skin. I wouldn't necessarily say it moisturizes my skin, but it does feel hydrating, and it kind of makes my skin feel plump and also look a little bit plumper as well. Probably the best part of this foundation is the natural finish and the fact that it feels very lightweight on my skin. I think if you don't want something that's super natural, then you wouldn't like this foundation. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you're looking for something that gives your skin a nice radiant glow without looking like foundation, I think you would like this one. I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and then I will pop back in really quickly because I have to leave in about 20 minutes. Okay, I'm back. I just applied the rest of my makeup. For my under eye concealer, I used the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I used the Rimmel Insta Fix and Matte powder to set my under eyes as well as my T-zone. To set the rest of my face, I used the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. As a setting spray, I used the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. On my lips, in case you guys ask, I'm wearing the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte lipstick in the shade Nudist. I'll give you guys a close-up of what everything looks like now that I've applied the rest of my makeup. It still looks very natural. Of course, the powder did get rid of some of the dewiness that was coming from the foundation, but I had to set it because it felt sticky, and also to help it last a little bit longer. It's not an especially long-lasting foundation. Once you set it, it stops feeling tacky, and my face still looks pretty natural. Little blemishes and stuff are still, and freckles are still poking through, which I really like. So I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the day, and then I'll check in with you guys when I get home from work. It is now 8:06, so 8 o'clock was pretty much when I finished the foundation portion, so I will check in with you guys at the end of the night. Hey you guys, so I am back. It is 6:13, so around 6:15, so this foundation has been on for about 10 hours. I usually get home to my place around 5:30 from work, and then I was prepping dinner, so now I decided to sit down and film this while my dinner is cooking. It is looking a little bit more dewy and not quite as good as it obviously looked in the morning. I did notice that it's rubbed off on my upper lip and around my nose because I constantly have a runny nose and I was blowing my nose, so it did rub off there, but everywhere else it doesn't look like it's broken up or anything. It looks like it's held up pretty good. I don't look overly dewy right now. Like I don't look overly greasy. So I'd say this is looking pretty good at the 10-hour mark. I know the rest of my face like looks terrible. This is like my work face. This is why I hate doing things after work, because I know my makeup doesn't look as good as it did in the morning. For a foundation that isn't necessarily meant to be long wearing, I think this does look pretty good at this point. I don't really have anything negative to say about the wear time of the foundation, just knowing that it's not a long-lasting foundation to begin with. So I'm pretty happy with the way it looks, despite it rubbing away a little bit on my upper lip nose area. So I'm gonna close off this video now and eat my dinner. I hope you guys have been enjoying Foundation February. I'm sorry that more videos are not coming out. I wish I could do more videos for you guys and get them up in time, but it's been a real struggle. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!